all of those things build off of one another, and they give you that authoritative voice in the field, in your specialty, and it adds to that personal brand.
No, totally. And I think today, I'm not gonna say it's easy because obviously it's not easy. You have to put the effort, and you have to, again, have the expertise, put in the time, but it's definitely possible. Something, 20 years ago, it wasn't like that, even podcast didn't even exist, right? And not anyone could have a radio show, right? Not anyone could be on TV, right? Not Twitter didn't exist, whatever, right? So like now with social media in particular, you can, and especially if you're smart about it, as you mentioned, right? For example, you can the malware example, right? You put a great, you well thought research piece on that, right? Put it on LinkedIn and then put $200, right? To promote it between the folks in the US in the industry that you talked about that have malware in their about us that are directors and above, right? So with $500, right? You, and obviously assuming again to what we were saying before, it has to be good content, right? It has to be, you need to be adding value, right? But if you do that right, you're suddenly in front of the top 200 folks that you could never imagine that would be looking at your content, and now perhaps a few of them already follow you, right? And then you'll be in their faces, right? And then after you recognize that with a smart remarketing campaign, every single post doesn't have to be a long form research piece, but now every update, every post, every 30-second video, right? You're constantly in front of them, right? So that is possible today. Yeah, if your content is not good, yeah, they're not gonna see you, they're gonna block you. If you don't know, again, those little tricks, you might just put it on your blog and good luck, somebody finding it. But again, if you're smart on how to go about it, you can, and you definitely have a shot.